Look, nobody's coming to save you. Nobody, not your parents, not your government, not some imaginary friend. You're waiting around for a handout, for someone to give you permission to be great, and you're going to be waiting forever. That's the cold, hard truth of it. You see all these people complaining, whining about their circumstances, blaming everyone else. Pathetic, absolute weakness. They're stuck in the matrix of mediocrity and they're comfortable there. They want to be victims because it's easy. It's easy to point fingers. It's easy to say, it's not my fault. But you're not like them. Or at least you shouldn't be. You have a choice. You can choose to be a sheep, led by the narrative, or you can choose to be a wolf. And wolves don't wait for handouts. They hunt, they build, they dominate. Being your own hero means you take full, unadulterated responsibility for everything in your life. Your wins, your losses, your bank account, your physique, your mental state, all of it. It's on you. If you're broke, it's your fault. If you're out of shape, it's your fault. If you're unhappy, it's your fault. And that's not a criticism. That's power. Because if it's your fault, it means you can fix it. You have the control. Stop looking for shortcuts. Stop looking for easy ways out. There are none. Success is earned through relentless effort, through discipline, through waking up when you don't want to, through doing the hard work when nobody's watching. It's about building yourself, brick by brick, into the man or woman you were meant to be. The world doesn't owe you anything. You have to take it. You have to earn it. You have to fight for it. So, what are you waiting for? Are you going to sit there and be a spectator in your own life, or are you going to step into the arena and become the hero of your own damn story? The choice is yours. Make it count. Listen up. This is the bedrock, the absolute, undeniable foundation of everything you will ever achieve, everything you will ever become. If you don't grasp this, if you don't internalize this, then frankly, you're wasting your time. We're talking about taking full, unadulterated, unwavering personal responsibility. Every single thing that happens in your life, good or bad, is ultimately on you. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but what about external factors? What about the economy? What about my upbringing? What about that guy who cut me off in traffic? Excuses, all of them. And excuses are the chains that bind you to mediocrity. They're the comfortable lies you tell yourself to avoid the brutal truth. You are the common denominator in your life. If you're broke, it's not the economy's fault. It's your fault for not finding a way to make money in any economy. It's your fault for not acquiring high-value skills. It's your fault for not working harder, smarter, or more strategically than the next guy. The world is full of opportunities, even in the toughest times, but you have to be the one to seize them. You have to be the one who sees the problem and creates the solution. You have to be the one who refuses to be a victim of circumstance. If you're out of shape, it's not your genetics. It's not because you're big-boned. It's your fault. It's your fault for not hitting the gym, for not pushing yourself, for not eating clean, for not prioritizing your physical health. Your body is a temple, a machine, and if you treat it like a dumpster, don't be surprised when it performs like one. You control what goes into your mouth, and you control whether your ass gets off the couch. Nobody else. If your relationships are a mess, it's your fault. It's your fault for not communicating effectively, for not setting boundaries, for not choosing the right people to surround yourself with, or for not being the kind of person others want to be around. You attract what you are. If you're a mess, you'll attract a mess. Clean up your own act first. This isn't about self-blame in a negative, self-pitying way. This is about self-empowerment. When you accept that it's all on you, you unlock immense power. Because if it's your fault, it means you can change it. You have the leverage. You have the control. You stop being a passenger in your own life and start being the pilot. The moment you truly embrace personal responsibility, you stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for someone to give you a job, a promotion, a relationship, or happiness. You realize that you are the architect of your own destiny. You are the one who has to make the calls, put in the work, take the risks, and face the consequences. This mindset is uncomfortable for most people because it shatters their illusions of external control. They want to believe that something or someone else is holding them back, because then they don't have to do the hard work of changing themselves. But that's a loser's mentality. That's the mindset of the weak. To be your own hero, you must first acknowledge that you are the sole author of your life script. Every decision, every action, every inaction, every thought, it all contributes to your current reality. And if you don't like your current reality, then you have the power and the obligation to change it. Stop outsourcing your happiness, your success, your well-being. Bring it all back in. Own it. The biggest trap in the modern world: waiting. Waiting for someone to give you a chance. Waiting for permission to start. Waiting for the perfect moment. Waiting for a savior. This is a disease, a mental virus that infects the weak and keeps them exactly where they are, stuck, stagnant, and utterly powerless. You see it everywhere. People sitting around, hands out, expecting life to deliver success on a silver platter. They're waiting for a mentor to appear, for an investor to fund their half-baked idea, for a government program to solve their problems, for a partner to complete them. This is the mindset of a child, not a conqueror. A child waits to be fed, to be told what to do, to be taken care of. An adult, a true man or woman, takes what they want. Nobody is coming to save you. Let that sink in. Nobody cares about your dreams as much as you do. Nobody is going to knock on your door and hand you $1 million, a perfect body, or a thriving business. If you're waiting for that, you're going to be waiting until you're old, bitter, and full of regret. The world doesn't owe you anything. It responds to action, to competence, to relentless pursuit. Permission? Who are you asking for permission from? Your parents? Your boss? Society? The internet? The only permission you need is your own. If you have an idea, if you have a goal, if you have a burning desire to achieve something, then you go out and you make it happen. You don't ask, you don't beg, you don't seek validation, you execute. This culture has bred a generation of soft individuals who are terrified of failure, terrified of criticism, and terrified of taking initiative. They're so afraid of making a mistake that they do nothing at all. They'd rather stay in their comfort zone, complain about their circumstances, and dream about a future that will never arrive because they're too scared to build it. That's pathetic. True power comes from the willingness to act, even when you're unsure, even when you're scared. Opportunities are not given. They are taken. They are created. You don't find opportunities, you make them. You don't wait for the market to be perfect. You dominate the market that exists. You don't wait for someone to hire you. You create your own enterprise. This requires a shift in your entire paradigm. You move from a reactive state to a proactive state. You become the predator, not the prey. Every single successful individual you admire, every empire that was built, every great achievement in history, it was all forged by people who refused to wait. They saw a problem, and they solved it. They saw a gap, and they filled it. They had a vision, and they executed on it, relentlessly, without seeking external approval or assistance. They understood that the only person responsible for their success was themselves. So stop looking over your shoulder. Stop checking for approval. Stop asking for permission. The gatekeepers are imaginary. The only gatekeeper is your own fear, your own inaction. Break free from that mental prison. Take control. Start now, with what you have, where you are. The time for waiting is over. The time for action is now. This is where most people get stuck, wallowing in the mud of their own making. They embrace victimhood, and they become masters of blame. They point fingers at everyone and everything else. Their parents, their teachers, the government, the system, their boss, their ex, the weather, the stars, anything but themselves. This is the ultimate form of weakness, a self-imposed prison that guarantees you will never achieve anything significant. Look around. You see it everywhere. The constant complaining, the endless list of grievances. Oh, I can't do this because of X. It's not fair because of Y. They did this to me. This narrative, this incessant whining, is a poison. It rots your mind, drains your energy, and paralyzes your ability to act. When you adopt the victim mentality, you surrender all you become a pawn in a game. You believe others are playing against you, rather than the king or queen of your own board. Why do people do this? Because it's easy. It's easy to shed responsibility. It's easy to garner sympathy. It's easy to avoid the hard truth that your current situation is largely a result of your own choices and actions, or lack thereof. Blaming others is a comfortable shield against self-reflection and the discomfort of change. But comfort is the enemy of progress. If you're comfortable being a victim, you're comfortable being a loser. A true hero, your own hero, does not play the victim. A hero understands that life is tough, that challenges will come, that setbacks are inevitable. But instead of crying about it, they adapt, they strategize, they overcome. They see obstacles not as reasons to quit, but as opportunities to prove their strength, their resilience, their ingenuity. When you reject victimhood, you reclaim you stop being a leaf blown by the wind and become the force that directs the wind. Blame is a distraction. It's a smokescreen that prevents you from seeing the real problem. You spend all your time blaming external factors. You'll never identify the internal weaknesses, the flawed mindsets, the poor habits that are truly holding you back. The moment you stop blaming, you free up immense mental and emotional bandwidth that can be redirected towards solutions, towards building, towards dominating. This isn't about ignoring genuine injustices, it's about how you respond to them. Life will throw punches. The world isn't fair. Get over it. What matters is your response. Do you crumble and cry, or do you get back up, learn from the hit, and hit back harder? The choice defines you. The choice determines your trajectory. Embrace the mindset that no matter what happens, you will find a way. You will adapt. You will learn. You will overcome. This is the warrior spirit. This is the champion's mindset. It's a refusal to be defined by circumstances, and an insistence on defining your own destiny. Stop seeking pity. Stop seeking validation for your suffering. Channel that energy into building something great, into becoming someone formidable. The world respects strength, not tears. Forget what you see on social media. Forget the highlight reels and the overnight success stories. That's a fantasy, a carefully curated illusion, designed to keep you distracted and dreaming instead of doing. The brutal, unvarnished truth about success is this: it is never given. It is always, without exception, and it's earned through relentless, often agonizing effort. There are no shortcuts, none. Anyone telling you there's an easy path to wealth, to power, to a perfect physique, is either lying to you or selling you something worthless. The real path is paved with sweat, with sacrifice, with early mornings and late nights, with failure and lessons, with pushing past your perceived limits, day after day after day. This isn't glamorous, it's gritty, it's hard, and that's precisely why most people will never achieve true success. They're looking for the easy button, and it doesn't exist. Relentless effort means you don't stop when you're tired, you stop when you're done. It means you don't just put in the hours, you put in the intensity. It means you're constantly seeking to improve, to learn, to refine your skills, to outwork your competition, and most importantly, to outwork your former self. It's a continuous, never-ending grind, a commitment to perpetual self-improvement and output. Think about anyone who has achieved anything significant. Did they just wake up one day and it happened? No, they put in the thousands of hours. They faced rejection. They endured criticism. They failed, picked themselves up, and kept going. They showed up when they didn't feel like it. They made sacrifices that others weren't willing to make. That's the price of admission to the arena of success. This isn't just about physical labor. It's about mental fortitude. It's the effort of staying disciplined when your mind tells you to quit. It's the effort of focusing when distractions are everywhere. It's the effort of thinking critically, strategizing effectively, and making tough decisions when the stakes are high. It's the effort of consistently showing up, even when the results aren't immediately visible. Most people dabble. They try something for a little while, and if it doesn't yield instant gratification, they move on to the next shiny object. That's a recipe for perpetual mediocrity. Success demands commitment. It demands consistency. It demands a level of effort that makes others uncomfortable, that makes them call you obsessed or crazy. Good, let them talk. While they're talking, while they're complaining, you're conquering. You want the rewards. You have to be willing to pay the price. And the price is always effort. More effort than you think you're capable of. More effort than you've ever given before. It's not about being the smartest or the most talented. It's about being the most consistent, the most persistent, the most relentless. When you embrace this truth, when you commit to the grind, that's when the doors to true achievement begin to open. Stop wishing for it. Start working for it. This is where the separation happens. This is the line in the sand between those who achieve and those who merely exist. You have two fundamental choices in life. You can be proactive and dominant, or you can be a follower, reactive, waiting for instructions. Most people choose the latter, and that's precisely why most people are average, broke, and unfulfilled. A follower waits to be told what to do. They wait for trends to emerge before they jump on board. They wait for someone else to solve their problems. They wait for a leader to show them the way. They operate on a reactive basis, constantly responding to external stimuli, never initiating. They are sheep, content to graze where they're told, to follow the herd, and to be led to the slaughterhouse when the time comes. This is a life of quiet desperation, a life where you are constantly at the mercy of others' decisions and the whims of circumstance. But you need to choose dominance. You need to choose proactivity. This means you don't wait for the world to happen to you. You happen to the world. You identify problems, and you create solutions. You see opportunities, and you seize them before anyone else even notices. You don't follow trends. You set them.
You don't wait for instructions, you give them. This is the mindset of a true leader, a creator, a force of nature. Being proactive means you anticipate, you plan, you execute. You don't sit around hoping for things to get better. You make them better. You don't complain about the lack of resources. You find a way to acquire them or create them yourself. It's about taking the initiative, seizing control of your environment, and bending reality to your will. This isn't arrogance, it's competence. It's understanding that if you want something done right and done powerfully, you have to do it yourself or direct others to do it under your vision. Dominance isn't about being a bully. It's about being in control. It's about having the vision, the drive, and the capability to innovate, to carve your own path. It means you are not swayed by popular opinion or the fear of standing out. In fact, you embrace standing out. You understand that true value is often found on the fringes, in the unconventional, in the places where the herd is too scared to venture. The world rewards those who lead, those who create, those who take risks. It doesn't reward those who sit back and complain. It doesn't reward those who wait for a guaranteed outcome. The biggest rewards, the most significant achievements, come from stepping into the unknown, from forging your own trail, from being the one who decides this is how it's going to be. Stop conforming. Stop trying to fit in. Fitting in is for losers. It's for those who are afraid to be themselves, afraid to express their true power. Break free from the shackles of societal expectations and the herd mentality. Think for yourself, act for yourself, lead yourself, and in doing so, you will inevitably lead others, not because you seek followers, but because your actions, your results, and your sheer force of will naturally attract those who recognize true power. Be the one who makes things happen, not the one who wondered what happened.